What if you never have to start over? What if you did something and follow through on it? Doesn't mean that you follow through on the thing and the result comes quickly. No. Doesn't mean that you're going to be doing this thing 100% 365. No. It just means that you didn't stop. What if you didn't have to start over? Stop starting over. Once you set a goal, it's goal time. Once you set your intention of something you want, it's goal time. Stop being wishy-washy. You wanted this. What now? You change your mind? How many more minds are you going to change? As in yours. How many more decisions are you going to backfire? How many more decisions are you going to divert from? Or the responsibilities you know it comes with you're trying to avoid? Stop starting over. The reason you think I'm on steroids, the reason you think I'm cheating, the reason you think I'm blessed and all these things in the book and whatever shaming tactics you want to use is because you haven't done anything and actually stuck with it. To those that actually use those terms. Obviously not to everybody because that's not possible. But in the grand scheme of things, you keep stopping. You keep starting over. Stop starting over. You think if I stop working out today for the next year and a half, I'll look the same? Absolutely not. There is a level of determination, dedication, and discipline that's required. Not just once, but consistently. Consistently. What if you don't have to start over? What if you don't have to keep being in this cycle? It's torture. I don't wish it on my worst enemy. So why should you put yourself through that? Once you set the goal, go after it. You may slow down on the road to that goal. You may hit a lot of obstacles. There may be a death in the family. There may be things happening at work. You may have been fired from your job. You may have lost a loved one. You may have lost a spouse. You may have lost your pet. Things happen in life. I know that. But while things happen, while it may slow you down and divert your focus a bit from time to time, it still shouldn't stop what you're trying to do. Slow down, but never stop. Slow down, but never ever actually quit. Because the hardest thing ever is starting over. Starting over is the worst thing ever, especially after knowing what it took to get to that place. What it took to get to that spot before you lost it. And you have to start over, going back, thinking about what you could have or would have. That's torture. Another example of this really is getting to the deathbed and having regrets on a bunch of things you didn't do in your life. While we're here, while we set goals, let's make it happen. It may not happen exactly the way we want, but while we stick to it, other opportunities may come along the way. Practice committing to things. Practice commitment. At the end of the day, we have a commitment issue. We all talk about wanting marriage, relationships, being wealthy, having a good physique, being healthy, having freedom of time. But we cannot set one goal and stick to it. We cannot say we're going to do something and follow through on it. We keep giving up. We keep telling ourselves a bunch of excuses to justify why we didn't follow through. Can you really be honest with yourself and say that you didn't stop? You didn't set a goal, and not stop? Can you actually tell yourself that? Because you are where you are because of yourself. Nobody else is responsible for that. There's obviously things in life that makes it more difficult for each individual, but in the grand scheme of things, we're responsible. We're responsible for where we go. And wouldn't you want the utmost control on where you go? Why do you think this is not for everybody? Why do you believe most people don't succeed in whatever they're doing? Because it's easier to quit. It's easier to quit. It's easier to press the easy button. It's hard to do something. It's hard to start over. But I'm not trying to make it harder on you, because it's hard enough doing it. But it's going to be even harder to start over. Knowing that, why do you want to put yourself in that position? Why? If you set a goal, go after it. If you slow down, that's fine. If along the way you approach obstacles and hard times and things happen in your life, it's gonna be part of anything. It shouldn't be the reason you stop. Keep going. Do not give up. Do not be in the place you have to start over. Do not be in the place. Because along the road, people think that it's a linear thing. No, it's not. It's a roller coaster. It's up and down constantly. That being said, the one thing I want you to promise yourself is you will keep going. You will keep going. It doesn't mean that you're not going to slow down at certain points. You may have been able to go to the gym 5 days a week before. Now you may only be able to go 2. You may have been able to study 2 hours a day. Now you may be only be able to do 15 minutes. But the thing is, you didn't stop. Because doing something in an extreme amount of how can I word this? Being extreme in the season doesn't get anything long term. Being consistent, even with a little bit of output, will take you further in the long term. That's what I'm trying to say. So, never be in a position you have to start over. Don't give up. What you're going after is meant to be difficult. Otherwise, everybody else would do it. But don't make it more difficult on yourself by starting over. That's the point. So, the premise of the video is to first ask yourself, what if I didn't have to start over? And after you ask yourself that question, what can you do to not have to start over? What can you do to keep the promises you made to yourself? Because at the end of the day, it's a promise to yourself. You set a goal, you go after it. This means that you're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to be at peace with the fact that it's not going to come tomorrow. So stick with it, small by small. Lay one brick at a time. That is what is going to preserve what you're trying to do. You will build more character. And it's not something, like I said, easy for anybody to do. There's a lot of benefits. But you have to be patient. You have to stick with it. A little bit each day goes a long way. So never be in the place. You have to start over. And always question, what if I didn't have to start over? If you found this video valuable, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more videos like this. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. God bless.